Well, welcome and thank you all for taking a few minutes out of your day for us to come together as a community to really do two things. The first thing that we do is we remember and we honor. 16 years ago, tragedy struck our nation, and victims and families of victims, first responders, volunteers, those are the people we think about, that we honor, and that we remember. The second thing that we do is that we turn this tragedy to hope. This is now called Patriot Day. It's a day of remembrance and service. And this morning at flag raising on the Mission Hills campus, the fifth graders sang a song. And the song said, "We are how we treat each other." So what we do today is we go and we treat each other as we want to be treated. We do an act of kindness, or we do one more act of kindness. And that's the way that we can honor those who have gone before us and those to come. Thank you all. Absolutely delightful to see you all here. I gotta tell you, this is beautiful to see the whole community here. I wish you could all stand on this rock. Right now, I'm gonna turn it over to our awareness director, Axel Youngdale, and he's gonna share a few thoughts, and then we're gonna raise the flag to half-mast while taps is being played.
Good morning, Parker students and faculty. We gather here today in unity, having suspended our daily lives and rituals to remember and honor those who were lost on September 11th, 2001. For it was on this day, 16 years ago, that our nation was irrevocably changed. Faced with acts of unfathomable violence, it would have been easy for us to give into chaos. But as President Bush stated that day, a great people has been moved to defend a great nation. And defend it we have. Hundreds of brave souls stepped up that day to save thousands more. From the firefighters and workers who evacuated floor after floor, to the members of Flight 93 who reclaimed control of their hijacked plane, the heroism of ordinary citizens serves as a source of inspiration, a testament to the capacity for love that exists in each of us. Love that's so strong that individuals are willing to lay down their lives so that people who they have never met may live. In the months following, however, the American consciousness grew to be defined by something else: fear. The events of 9/11 had fundamentally challenged our faith in the government to protect us, but more importantly, in each other as American citizens. In our fear, we surrendered much: our privacy, our trust, and it seems our courage to take care of those in need. In our fear, we have turned on each other. As visions surfaced and grew within the country, as they have only continued to do since, it became clear that American citizens have been charged with another duty as well. More than just remembering this day in history, we must actively endeavor to preserve our human dignity, to combat fear with trust and hate with love. Many of us weren't alive that day, and if we were, we do not remember much, if anything at all. We are, in many ways, it would seem, unmarked by this great tragedy. So why expose ourselves to the horrors of this day? Would it not be easier or kinder to save ourselves, the unmarked, from the suffering and fear this day once brought? Perhaps the fear that rules this nation would cease to rule us so, for it would not exist, and I suppose we would not hate as others have known it in this country. But we are not unmarked, and nor can we be, as we will inherit the world of our fathers and mothers, of our brothers and sisters who did see this day and will never forget it. We inherit this world, a world defined by mistrust. We do not know the fear that weakens us, but we can see it and we are affected. We may not feel the hate that divides us, but we do know how much stronger we are united. We can never forget our loss, for even if that were possible, to do so would not solve the problem. It would only rob us of that which makes us human. David Levitan, an American author, once said, "What separates us from animals, what separates us from chaos, is our ability to mourn people we've never met." Our pain is not a weakness, it is a strength, if only because we all feel it. Our duty then, as the unmarked, is not to erase this pain from the world, but to try to understand it, to yield from it commonalities and connections and communities so that we never have to know this pain for ourselves. Throughout the day, there will be a film on September 11, 2001, playing in the Nicholas Commons. Please take time to visit the Commons if you so wish to further your reflection. Now please face the flag. As our scouts lead us in the flag raising to half-mast ceremony in remembrance of the victims and heroes of 9/11, followed by a moment of silence once the flag is tied to rest at half-mast. A moment of silence is a personal period of silent contemplation, prayer, reflection, and meditation. Just like flying a flag at half-mast, a moment of silence is a gesture of respect, particularly in mourning for those who have died recently or as part of a tragic historical event. You are now excused to return to class.